Dark to light, dark to light, dark to light, dark to light. It's happening, folks. It's happening. All kinds of things are going on behind the scenes that are amazing. Dark to light, dark to light. Hi there. Neil here, the Twisted Light Worker. 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾𝓬𝓮 update was done, and he did a Thrivalism Thursday, and it happened to be the day that the 𝓘𝓽𝓻 new update was released, and everything went relatively smooth. It was a fun time. So I recorded the whole Thrivalism Thursday webinar, and I'm going to play that for you today. So the theme was dark to light, dark to light. That's why the crazy intro dark to light with the Twisted Light Worker. We had a good time. It was about an hour and a bit for time. All the links that I shared in the push the link, I will put in the description below. And for those of you who are on the fence about coming to a Thrivalism Thursday, hopefully watching this will inspire you to join the next one. So without further ado, here is the Thrivalism Thursday done on March the 14th. Enjoy. So, and it may take a little while to warm up because there's a whole bunch of people trying it all over the world, and just the first time experiencing this, the new layout, the 𝓘𝓽𝓻. So what I'm going to do is explain to Sandra and, oh, Sandra's in there twice. Oh, never mind. That's just 2 posts in the chat, Neil. Come on. Shut that off. Oop. Yeah, navigating something new always takes a couple tries, doesn't it? Where it starts to flow. It starts to flow. What we do on Thrivalism Thursdays, we do 3 parts to it. The first part, I share a little bit of metaphysics and Toltec. I don't get too deep because I can go real deep. I do 8-hour workshops on the topics, and I can talk even longer than people can listen in the 8 hours. So, and so we cover a little bit of that on Thrivalism Thursdays every Thursday, and I open with that. And then we move into opening up and just brainstorming at different things that we can do in our own communities that will make our communities better. And we live by the motto that local action creates a global impact, so that if everybody improved the communities that they're living in, the whole world would be transformed in a heartbeat. And part of that is learning how to communicate with people we don't know and building all of that. But the real truth of that, it starts with who we are on the inside. We have to work on ourselves first. And that's why I start the whole Thrivalism Thursday with a little bit of deep stuff. And I hope that you like spiritually deep topics, because I can take you into the depths of things. With 45 years now, I've studied ancient metaphysics and Toltec. And so I can get what to me is common sense is not anywhere as close to what people are used to hearing. But Tesla had so many things right when he said that when you think of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yes.
Everything is one big massive field of energy, frequencies, and vibration, and our consciousness is part of that, and everybody else is as well. And the unique thing of it is because there's just as much of the universe is inside you and inside each and every cell of your body as we are part of it. So there is no separation between anything, living or not, and us. And there's no separation between you and I. It's only because of the
Mm.
way the universe is designed that we can get into that. Hello, Harry. Nice to see you made it. So there's really two triangles that fit with it. And some people freak out with this diagram, but you'll know why when I get to the second part. And then I can share with you how this whole process that I'm sharing tonight with is how do we make the shift from dark to light? How do we go from the unknown to the aware and awake? How can we go from sleeping to awake? What is it that awakening really is? We don't think deep enough. Sometimes we can learn something and we think we have it. But if you study it to the extreme, the simple becomes deep, and then the deep becomes even deeper. It's kind of like when you're a kid, you look up at the stars and you go, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Yes.
And then we get programmed in school. We get programmed and indoctrinated, and we start to think that's all it is. And we just, oh, the stars are shining bright tonight, and we kind of take them at the fluffy outside. But we don't look at it deep enough anymore. But then when you start to develop a little bit of wisdom, you go right back to twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I really wonder what you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's two triangles that explains this. And rather than using the whiteboard, I'm quicker to draw things and post it out. So we have the triangle on the left. We have spirit and the soul personality and the ego. So God created all three of those components. The spirit is different than the soul personality. The soul personality is who you are before you were born. Who you are inside that carcass we call this body is just a meat suit. It's not who we really are. And our ego is the part of the 3D world that we navigate this world in. So the spirit and the soul come together with the ego. That's the triangle pointing down. So the triangle pointing up, we have God, creative source, whatever you want to call it's fine with me. And you have your atoms and your molecules at the bottom. And so these are kind of magnetic. They're a law of attraction. They come together, and that's really how our bodies are put together. That's how every feather and every bird, every grain of sand on every pebble and every beach is all that. And God created it all. So God created the atoms and the molecules. So when you bring those two together, what do we have? Excuse me, I quit smoking 10 days ago, and I'm down to one and a half cigarettes a day, and I'm starting to cough up all the stuff that I'm getting rid of. So
Have that.
yeah. Pat myself on the back. I quit for 20 years before I decided to chase a woman that smoked, and when it didn't work out, I missed her and I picked up smoking. Haha. That's a good excuse, wasn't it? Really good. Anyway, so we put those two together. We have the Star of David. The Star of David still has those same two triangles. Spirit and soul personality come together with the ego in the body, and the body and the two merge together and become one. So the Star of David actually represents manifestation of man in this 3D world.
Yep.
Now, what the evil ones have done, and they're wickedly evil people on the planet, and they've been manipulating us. To give you an idea how they use MK Ultra programming, I started to really delve into this topic in the 90s. I read a book called The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America. And I learned a lot about how easy it is to program people into going to sleep and just not using their common sense thinking and reasoning. They don't know how to reason. They don't know how to observe. They don't know how to use critical thinking. And they just go along with the powers that be. So right after the 9/11 happened, Bush started to get under attack. He was attacked vehemently by a bunch of people because he went to Iraq and people were against him doing it. And he started to get the heat on him. So what did they do? The MK Ultra bad guys, they wanted to control humanity and take the heat off of Bush. How did they do it? It was so simple, unbelievably simple. They talked about, they moved great big stories, front page stories in the magazines and newspapers all about the war in Iraq. Bush was at the head of it. He was taking a lot of heat, so they moved it to tiny little wee stories on page 4. What took over on page 1? Well, Martha Stewart, insider trading, and Michael Jackson held a baby over the counter, over the balcony. Those two stories were bang. Immediately, best word to use them, the sheeple, they're not bad people. They just don't know how to observe, reason, and have critical thinking. They bit the bullet, they swallowed the bait, and they stopped talking about the war, which was still the most important thing on the topic on the planet. And they started talking about Martha and Michael. And that was the front page news, and the war took the back burner, even though it was the most important topic on the planet. It should have remained there. That's how easy it is to program us. Why do they call schools curriculums programs? Why do they call TV education programming? All of it is one big, massive operation. It's a psyop to get people to stop using their common sense, observation skills, critical thinking. Don't you dare form a unity and work with other people. Divide and conquer. And that's what they did. So the evil ones, what they really did, they turned everything upside down. And the world is upside down right now. The economy is upside down. Everything is created, and they've got the evil ones believe that they're the ones that have the ability and should have the right to manipulate our DNA with molecules and atoms and create their own creations. They believe that they're God. They don't want us talking about spiritual things. They don't want God to even be part of the picture. And so they've eliminated the whole most important parts of who we are. All of these things here, the spirit, the soul, personality, and God, they've taken it all and they made themselves the top. And when we flip it, we go from dark to light. And when we go from dark to light, we once again start to bring in our soul personality. We once again realize that we're all part of this one big, massive field of vibrations, and each and every one of us is connected to that same field, and therefore we're connected to each other, and we're connected to even machines. We're connected to rocks. We're connected to trees. We're connected to every feather and every bird. We are part of all of that because it's all part of us. We're all here. And so flipping things from dark to light is really turning things right side up. And when we take things right side up and we start to realize that we have all of these powers. Now here's something that I never put on the diagram, but imagine there's a line going across right here. Below this is our conscious mind. So atoms, ego, and the molecules, we all, and our education was all in the academic. The academic is all below this line. The academic is our education. It's not any wisdom. There's a big difference between academic brilliance and wisdom. I've met some people who have all kinds of degrees behind their name, and I say they're as shallow as a mud puddle after 3 hot days in a drying wind. They've got no depth at all. They've got no ability to comprehend. Excuse me. How bad, when I turn away, is it deafening when I cough? Yes or no? I'll try to mute the mic if I have to. If I just turn my head and cough the other way, I hope that's okay. Anyway, this veil of forgetfulness is what this is. There's a veil of forgetfulness between God, the spirit, and our personality, soul personality, and our ego. And right now, there's a shift happening in the consciousness of man, and our awareness of all of the good things, all of the spiritual things is starting to increase. And that's the awakening. And that's the great awakening that's happening, and it's happening on a global basis from the North Pole to the South Pole. Even the people who are shallow as a mud puddle are affected by it. They don't know what's going on. They can't quite tune into it, but they're feeling it. There's a difference going on. The people who have had strong intuition, people who have had a lot of internal powers themselves, maybe they could be a Reiki master and they were really good at it. Things of that nature are all tapped into the divine. They're tapped into consciousness. They're tapped into our spiritual side of being, because it's all energy, frequency, and vibration. And all of those topics are the basis of that training is all in energy, frequency, and vibration. You see, our brains are senders and receivers of thoughts. Out from our brain, our thoughts radiate out to the ends of the field of the universe. And based on how our heart is, we attract back those things that we need to grow for ourselves. So that's how the law of attraction works. And I could go on. I'm going to keep that fairly short because that's actually more depth in that short talk than most people are used to hearing. Does anybody have some comments to add or questions to ask on that? Jamila, you were right in this for a while. Do you have any thoughts or comments, the pros and cons, what do you see different?
First of all, hello everyone. I'm agreeing with you. I've just recently learned everything that you're talking about a year and a couple of months ago.
Cool.
So I've been really studying it and meditating on it, and it's amazing how I just went to our back office. I don't know who you are. Okay. So I just was scrolling down and I wanted to get on a webinar that I could catch right now.
Yeah.
My work schedule is so busy. So it's right now and I'm just listening. It's amazing.
Cool.
And I do agree on everything that you're saying. Yes, I do.
Well,
when you showed the triangles, I knew where you was going with that.
That's great.
Yeah. I knew where you was going.
Well, this great awakening that's happening is bringing all kinds of people who are awakening, and they thought they were by themselves. They had nobody to talk to about this kind of stuff. And there is so many people on this path right now, and you're never alone. You're never alone. We think we are. Even when we're by ourselves, we're not alone. So
right, absolutely.
Solitude is an achievement. Okay. Solitude is an achievement. And discipline is required in awakening because we have to shut the chatter off of our programmed ego mind. and
that's not really that easy to do. I'm finding that really hard. So I'm in a relationship and, he's wondering, what am I doing? What am I doing? He's, with my crystals and my candles and everything like that. And I put him out my room the other night just so that I can have that isolation time. I said, I just need 9 minutes. You can sit outside the door, but it's between me and me. And he got out. He sat out the door. He didn't understand it, but he did respect me.
Well, you know what? That's more than half the battle right there. If you get somebody, they don't have to understand, but if they allow you to grow,
yes.
What happens is that it's a beautiful thing because as we learn to shine our light, we start to question whether or not it's working.
Yeah.
And I always say the first thing that you do when you start to question it is ask yourself, rather than is it working, how can I amplify it?
Mm-hmm.
And then start practicing. And you keep on doing that. And eventually what happens is you'll get to that point where you'll be lighting up their life and they won't know it's been happening because it's changing the vibrations of the room. it's kind of the same thing, that veil of forgetfulness between God's self, our soul, personality, and spirit. That veil of forgetfulness is thinning, and
Mm.
we become more awake to all of that. And as we learn to radiate that power, those who are tuned in to our frequency, we wake them up. And they
Wow.
may be on the other side of the world. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know how strong our light can be. And I
Yeah.
always say, when shining your light doesn't seem to be enough, you know what this answer is? Shine brighter. Just shine brighter. Right on.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So keep practicing. I'm glad to see you're on this journey, because it is one that never ends.
I'm finding that to be true as well. And I'm looking forward to going on a ride with it
Yeah.
all the way. Yep.
You know, there was less people that were starting this kind of journey when I started than what there is now. More people are willing to talk about it now than there was
Yes.
45 years ago. 45 years ago, I was looked at as a total weirdo, and now I'm still looked at as a weirdo, but not a total weirdo anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
so
tell you what, my mother, she's told me, she said, I don't know what you're doing, but I see the change in you and I really do like it. And I'm a single mom. I've raised 6 children, but I still have one at the house and my granddaughter. So I'm learning to just let them be who they are. And we might do a little light section together, but then I tell them, hey, you need to go in your room. And I just say for 3 minutes, shut everything out, off, and whatever comes to your mind, just focus on that for 3 minutes. And they love it. They love it. They like doing it. They look forward to doing it, and they love it. So yeah.
well, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, and you'll find that everybody's experienced this when they walk into a room, and you can tell that everybody is sitting at a table and they're all in a bad mood and it's just miserable.
Mm-hmm.
I always say there's three things you can do when you walk into a room like that. First one is you can turn around and walk out, go the other way. The other one is you can shine so bright you make them shift, and they can't any longer stay in that negative vibration.
Yes.
Sadly, what most people do is they lower themselves into that, and they think that they're being empathetic. They
Mm.
lower themselves down to the level that's in the room, and they think that they're helping them. They're not. They're lowering themselves down to a vibration of the negative attitude that they are. And that way you stop them from being uncomfortable with your light.
Yes, that's true. I've actually am experiencing that now. Not to get off into anything personal, but I've invited someone in my home to live here. So, because they homeless and they didn't have anywhere to go, and she's involved into uh, a certain religion, but I'm just like, I'm for everyone and I'm everything. That's just kind of how I feel. Like I could fit in everywhere and with anybody. But for some reason she was feeling uncomfortable in my home, and all I do is promote peace and love.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah,
So
yeah. Don't forget power. We forget power.
yes.
And you see, I go back to I'm a spiritual person more than Bible, but at the same time I believe in the Bible. The basics of the philosophy I believe in.
Hmm.
But God hath not given the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and sound mind. So
Hmm.
many people that are onto the awakening path, they get into these fluffy quotes and stuff. And
Mm.
they flutter around with these quotes, and they've got no depth, no power to it. It's all just nicety, nicety, nicety words.
Yes.
Without the power, they're not putting any vibrations out. They're not transmuting diddly squat. They think they are because, oh, isn't that a pretty same? It makes them feel passive. And that's not a good thing either, because you want to be powerful enough that you pull the weeds in the garden. In other words, transmute the evil, transmute the negative, and take it from that way.
That's interesting, yes.
Yeah, so power is very important, but that's not power over others. It's power over your own laziness. It's power over your own bad habits. It's power over your own tendency to follow down into the level of vibrations that other people are living at to make them feel comfortable. You don't.
That's really good advice.
Yeah. I could go on and on that. It's we're already 30 minutes into this, and it's a real delight to be able to have a little bit more of a talk on this part of it. And now I'm going to introduce Jamila to the rest of us. We've well, I guess Sandra knows myself and Joe, but Harry is the one that got me involved in 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾.
Okay.
And I signed up with 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾 in June, and I purchased Onpassive in June, and I purchased the 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻 as soon as it came out. I'm just kind of watching to see if the company lives up to what it says it does, because if it's going to live up to what it says, we're into something. If they don't, we're still on a journey of once again, we're learning and we're growing and we're winning. It doesn't matter, as long as the best comes out of it for yourself inside and the people who are around you.
Yes.
So anyways, let me carry on. So Harry's quite aware of all the different things that are going on in the planet on the global issues. And Joe and Sandra are very much, in fact, Joe and Sandra and I are all part of a community support alliance group that Joe was the one that founded it.
Okay.
And what we do is we get together as groups. Sandra just started her own, I guess you could call it a franchise group or offshoot of the original one. And we get together and do a whole bunch of different things as community. And I'll let, you know what, would you mind sharing a little bit what you're finding about CSA? Because people want to hear Joe, they can go back to another video. I'll put the link to that video when I upload this one. I'm going to upload this one to Rumble and a couple other my channels. And Joe was on a talk with Thrivalism Thursday in January the 18th. And I'll put that link in the description below so they can get more of Joe's perspective of CSA. So let's hear from Sandra and see what she's doing at this time.
Well, I guess it was just before Christmas that I was introduced to the CSA family, and very grateful for that. I knew once I was in the Walsh meeting hall that the energy there, I was aligned with it right away. And I knew that this was something special, didn't know what it was, but I always just kind of go by my instincts and my guidance. And I thought, okay, we need to do this in my community. Not expecting, 6 weeks later, we've got about 150 members already in our community. And I'm really trying to make it, a very positive experience and focusing on creating our reality in a positive manner. So trying not to get too caught up in a lot of the 3D stuff. Some of it is important to listen to it, but a lot of it, I'm finding there's just so much misinformation. And unless your intuitive senses are really tuned up, you can get really confused. So I'm focusing my energy more on building this community and becoming more self-sustaining, parallel grassroots society. And I'm finding, getting a lot of positive response from the people. And, and the more we talk in a positive manner and we put that energy out there, it's really starting to catch on within the community, the sharing, the knowledge, really starting to see some great interactions. You can tell the ones that aren't perhaps, up there just yet, but I feel like they will follow that energy. And it's going well. Like, it's a very short time into it, and really enjoying it. Glad to be part of it. It was something that was definitely missing for me, as far as when you talk about being alone or you feel like you have no one to talk to. That was kind of me for the last 3 years. I just had like one, maybe two friends that I can talk about things with, so it's nice to have a bunch of like-minded people all growing together and learning from each other. And that's what it's all about, right? Learning and experiencing and creating.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Absolutely, Sandra. So just so you're aware, Jamila, you left your hand up.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Easy.
Okay, I'll take that down. Oh, that's what you was signaling. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got anything like that down in the U.S., Jamila? Like we're talking about with our Community Support Alliance?
Actually have been speaking with, no, I haven't to answer that, but would love to. Speaking with my son, who actually got me into Onpassive. I joined in 21 November, I believe. And we wanted to start, we will start a Kansas City Champs group that we want to raise the vibration, especially starting here in the city. We are in turmoil here, and we need the mindsets that you have and the collaboration of everybody just to help raise the vibration of our people. Also, I'm looking forward to starting a non-for-profit business to help clean the planet up, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key is the grassroots organizations. We've been shown you can't expect big government to do anything for you, whether it be at the federal or state level. It's got to be at the local grassroots level, and the rest of them are all just criminals, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And what I can have my take on, my biggest positive side of being part of CSA is learning how to have community again. We use the term a parallel society, but we really, in reality, what are we really doing is learning how to create community again, because we've forgotten that art. We've forgotten how to care for our neighbors. We've forgotten how to grow a garden in the backyard. And okay, I'll plant cucumbers if you plant squash, because I don't want to put my whole garden into vine, and we'll just share. So that's some of the things that CSA is doing. So I'll let you go on, Joe.
I think what's really been forgotten, and it's probably all around the world because everyone's been so subservient and reliant on big government, is the ability to take a leadership role and to actually lead people and develop other leaders and watch those leaders thrive. It's because without the leadership at the grassroots level, then everyone's just sitting around waiting to follow someone, and they're going to follow the big government right into the pits of hell, right? So
yeah, I agree with that.
It's the leadership. It's taking on that leadership role and being willing to stick your neck out and speak truth, regardless of what the brainwashed think of you, and keep doing it. And that's all you can do, really. One day at a time is what I always say, right?
Absolutely, one day at a time, and that's why I start with the metaphysics, because it's empowerment. Before you can become a leader, you have to be able to stand in your own power, and that is key number one to be taught, because people have forgotten how to stand in their own power. So you can be a leader of two people, and still be classed as a leader if you're good at it. And if you're not the one that's walking people down progress and compassionate progress, then nothing's happening that's going to be good. And it goes back to how quickly we were programmed to believe that Martha Stewart and Michael Jackson had more influence over what's going on in the world than what the war did. Like, my goodness gracious, how brainwashed and brain dead we've been programmed to be.
I think the next 2 weeks are going to be very key. We get into, I think it's the 25th and then April 8th are the two solar eclipses with the sun flares that are happening as well. Because when as you're looking at things collapse and the great rate that things are collapsing, like the financial system and the different wars that are raging and stuff, and the supply lines shutting down, the rate things are collapsing is faster than the rate people are awakening. So yes. I'm really anticipating that something like a solar flare is going to shift the energies drastically and quickly to get people caught up with what's occurring and get awakening, because we can't have the collapse occur while there's still so many people blind. I drive down my street and I know that 90% of them are still asleep.
Wow.
And, so something's going to happen, and it might. I got a feeling it's going to have something to do with what's coming up very soon.
Yes,
I do agree with you, Ali. I think you had something to say, Ali.
Yeah, I just basically want to introduce myself. Okay. I never ever got a chance to talk or get on the platforms since I've been in Onpassive, and I've been involved since 2020 of September. Of course, that's my mom, 𝓯𝓷𝓷𝓭. I'm the son she's talking about. And I just want to say I agree with a lot that you guys are saying. Me and my mom, we have these conversations every day. Yes. We always touching bases on the frequencies and vibration of this world. And I always say, Onpassive was born in the paradigm shift. It came involved when the vibration and the frequencies was this going up because, of all the things that's going on, all the leaders that's coming out to put us, to speed on what's going on with the vibration and frequencies. Onpassive was coming in with that. So that's what gave me confirmation that we was in the right business and that it's bigger than just business. And knowing that our CEO, he's a very giving person, a very loving person. And, by you guys just talking about the vibration and frequencies is really, really giving me confirmation we're in the right place together, collectively. And I just know we going to all change the world together.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's all I want to say. I never introduced myself to you guys, and thank you guys for letting me speak.
Thank you.
That's awesome you came in there, Ali. I didn't even notice you there. That's my mistake there. I'm not quite used to the way these participants are working with the new OConnect platform.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing about Thrivalism Thursday, it started off, it was, in my mind, it really didn't have anything at all to do with OConnect whatsoever. Because I planned on doing this kind of a webinar long before the OConnect even became available. And I was looking for the right webinar hosting platform that would have the functions and features and something that would possibly be more and give an opportunity at the same time, because I believe in offering people an opportunity. So OConnect came along, and I thought, you know what, this is going to work for my overall plan, and I can tie this in and hopefully create a cash flow myself. But the biggest part of Thrivalism Thursday to me is the first two components, and that is personal growth. What can we do in our communities? And the third and final component is how can we increase our productivity and our successfulness with the company.
Right.
And so it was on the back end, kind of almost like an afterthought of where this was going to go. And I had an interesting talk with two different people now. One was from Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one from Vienna, Austria. And both of them were only into 𝓘𝓚𝓻. And I've been to a whole bunch of different 𝓘𝓚𝓻 meetings, and none of them appealed to me in not even a bit, because I find them all just going on and praising a company that didn't have a product that was out and launched yet. And there's been no evidence that it was actually going to be a success. It was all just hope. And I don't believe in living on hope. I believe in living on strategy. And I made Harry laugh because I says, after listening to a couple of them, I says, it reminded me of a whole bunch, like Ashmafar is the order of the founding CEO of Onpassive, for those who don't know.
Yep.
And I have great respect for him and admire his courage and audacity and stamina to do what he's attempting to do. But at the same time, I don't put him up on a platform, and I'm never going to worship the man. Respect and give him an opportunity to earn my continued respect, absolutely. But what I saw in so many of the 𝓘𝓚𝓻 meetings was a whole bunch of Onpassive members, and this is where Harry laughed. I says it reminded me of a bunch of adults with Halloween costumes on. They had great big pillows, like pillowcases, and they were knocking on Ash's door, and they're hoping that he would open the door and fill their pillowcase up with money. Either that or an AI machine would do it. No, life doesn't work that way. God will work through machines. God's not going to do it, and one man's not going to do everything for everybody. And I believe that Onpassive's their AI and their marketing aspect, we might have a hopper full of users come in. But if we don't learn how to communicate and sell those users to upgrade into becoming affiliates, we're not going to make any money, and neither will they. But if we're good at what we have to offer, if we help build people, that's why I start off with energy, frequency, and vibration, and want to empower people, and why we take the next step of how we can improve our communities. If we start making those kinds of progressive action steps and strategies, guess what? We will create a juggernaut of energy, bringing the right people together who's going to create good things to happen. And I'm not like Joe. I see there's so many good things happening. I have zero fears whatsoever. I think that the movement of positive people far outpasses the negative that's out there. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find. And if you start looking for how many pockets of people who are wanting to do things to make change, there's millions of them out there. And each of these pockets, every one of them is getting bigger because there's leadership evolving out of them. And it's a fun time to be alive. There's no better time to be on the planet than right now. This is an amazing time to be alive. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to try something here and see if I can see Ali, because he's faded off of my screen here. Where did I get? Oh, there it is. Good view. There we are. Ha! We'll change the view, and now I can see there's 5 of us here. How cool is that? I'm really glad you came, Ali. And the comments that you made exactly tied into what I was saying, and the comments that Jamila did.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, she was making the same kinds of comments. Joe, he's right on track. Sandra's new with the CSA. This is the little kinds of groups that get together and we create that positive charge. that positive charge. People are afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
They have no idea the power of the light. No idea the power of the light. I don't have any fear of the dark. You can turn on a light switch and the dark dissipates. You can't turn on a dark switch. You can only pinch off the light. And if you're willing and able and disciplined to increase the power of the light that you have within yourself, you'll continue to radiate that vibrational light, and everybody around you will be uplifted and shine brighter because of your power. Did Joe leave?
And this is what we're planning on doing, starting in our own backyard. But first of all, our families.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm telling you, I don't want to speak on the negativity that has happened because everybody feels like they've been through the worst, you know, till you hear somebody else's story. So I just want to bring goodness to the world. Love. I think that's my job here. Love, help clean up the planet, and to protect the children.
Great.
So I'm starting with the children.
What are some of the ways you'd like to clean up the planet? Give me some ideas.
Well, one idea is I have a ton of plastic that I just will not throw back into the ground. I stay in an apartment though, and I can only keep so much. And what was hindering me was my finances. As I got to cut, we're making nice things out of the plastic, and we want to give them to the sick people in the hospital, you know, go to the nurses' home, things like vases, flowers, anything that could put a smile on somebody's face. We just want to create a smile and also help heal the planet because we know plastic do not dissolve that well, and it's in everything. So once I get that started and going, I want to start going to the companies and talk to them about making products that don't require plastic. That's my goal.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You know,
My 13-year-old here, he's my COO. I'm the CEO. And yeah. And my granddaughter here, she's an artist. So when I showed her some YouTube videos on what we can make out of just simple plastic water bottles, it really amazed her, you know. So those are the things that I want to start with. And then I would escalate to some other things. But that's been on my mind for a while now. And I just so happened to look at the news one day, and it made me feel like I'm not moving quick enough because someone had on the news the same idea, and they was inviting the children to come have a workshop, just showing them the different things that they could do with the scraps of the plastic. So, yeah. And when I first moved over here in my apartments, I stay in a income-based apartments, and some people just don't respect those type of places, but I do. They're helping me out, you know. So anyway, I was paying the children around in my little apartment complex $20, $10 to help clean up. It was trash everywhere, and I have been like this forever. I don't like to litter. You can't throw a piece of paper on the ground in front of me. Okay. And so that's just how I am. Yeah. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. And then with the money that I do make, I'm going to take the kids traveling and just, I want to teach them things about a healthy diet, you know, because I'm into that too, trying to stop eating meat and other things like that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what we're doing in our communities as well, is teaching people to get back to basics, to get back to
yes,
and teaching our children these things, right? So I'm a little concerned about the way our education system is going. So, I mean, to get just that can be another show in itself, right? We can certainly provide, we'd like to set up education centers so that we can have good teachings and for the kids to learn real life skills, you know. So what I'm finding, and I'm an observer, so what I'm finding with a lot of members in our community, is they're starting to release, I'm going to say, the Savior program. They're starting to release the Savior program, which means they're starting to independently think now and critical think now, which has been kind of missing for a while. There's still a lot of people dependent upon somebody coming to save them. But, right. So I'm seeing that release from people. So it's nice because that's going to empower us to move forward with creating the parallel society, the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, I mean, it may seem small, but I tell the children to go in there for 3 minutes and then just whatever comes to their mind, I want them to manifest instead of for me telling them what to say and what to think, because that's how I grew up, systematic. You know, I had to pray a certain way, and you know, I went to a church, I went to a mosque. I didn't get none of that. It wasn't thriving through me. And then my son had introduced me to the multiverse. Okay, so I mean, I haven't looked back. I have not looked back since.
Well, what a gift that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾. I think his name is the prophet. I'll see if I can find it here in a second, but he said that we have to remember that children are not ours. They come through us.
Oh, wow.
And
when I've learned that, wow.
And they're here to teach us. We think that we're here to teach them. It's the other way around, because there is no book on how to be a parent, because every situation's different. Every parent's different. Every child's different. Every environment's different. And so there's no book that's going to ever be written on how to be a parent. You're going to learn that from being one. And so the parents, in the ancient metaphysics, they believe that the soul personality influences the parent as to what they want their name to be. And they pick their parent based on what they want to teach them. And the parent accepts the child based on what they want to learn. And I thought, I really believe that, because my children have really taught me a lot. And some of it's been not very fun.
I agree.
And some of it's been absolutely a gas at the same time.
Yes.
Some of it's been heartbreaking. You know, like my ex was very difficult and made it so I haven't seen my oldest one since 1999, and she won't talk to me. And after 9 years of no contact, my youngest one came back in my life and realized that her mother was the problem. And I did the exact opposite to her mother. I encouraged her to stay in touch with her mother. Yes. And that blew my ex's mind, because I still don't have the relationship with the oldest one, but I made sure that the youngest one didn't have that as my responsibility to eliminate a relationship with either parent, myself or with the mother. You make sure you keep that door open. It's your job.
Yes.
Sure. And so anyway, I won't get too much more into personal stuff, but you know, this journey of awakening, going back into what you said of cleaning up the earth. You know how simple that is? I think it's Moji from Jamaica. He says, we don't have to look after Mother Earth. We just have to love her. When you love Mother Earth and you love life, you respect it.
Yes.
It goes right back to what we were talking about in energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything's connected.
Yes.
We're connected to the plastic. We're connected to the Mother Earth. We're connected to it all. And when we listen, we find different things that we can do. One of the things that they do with plastics, they've make the parking, those little cement things that when you park.
I know what you're talking about. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they make them out of plastic. They take recycled plastic and rather than make concrete ones, they make plastic ones, and then they just anchor them with steel bar. It's so many different things, but we have to remember something real simple is learning to garden. Is taking care of Mother Earth.
And so my mother has the house with the yard, and I've already spoke with her about starting off with some watermelon this summer because she grows a light garden. But she's getting, a little up in age, so I want to kick in and help out. So my stepdad is going to teach me how. I know we have to have like a raised bed and some sand. So Missouri isn't that good for watermelon growth. So, but I found a way. To make that happen. I just want to start it.
And you'd be shocked. In fact, if you find my video channel I'm on YouTube banned me for exposing some human trafficking, so they don't like to have that kind of stuff exposed. They were part of the whole operation of letting it happen. And on Rumble, if you go back and if you look for the Twisted Light Worker, you'll find me on Rumble. And I have 2 videos on driveway gardening. And I just took along my neighbor. Like, I'm broke. I live in a little 400 square foot apartment. And my old place where I lived, it was a 1,200 or a 1,050 square foot, half a duplex, 2-story. And across the street, the neighbor had a flower bed beside her neighbor's driveway. And so it was filled with goat weed. It was a mess. And it was overtaking all of her lawn. She says the neighbor hated it and she hated it. She says, can we do something with it? And I says, absolutely. Let's turn it into a flower bed with food. I made a driveway garden, I call it, and I got videos on it. And I had peppers growing down the middle, kale growing down one side, and flowers growing on both sides. So from the road, it looked like a flower bed, but it was filled with food. I had kale and peppers. I got 40. Well, hell, I'll grab one. I got 26 ounce jars. I got 7 of them filled with hot sauce I made from peppers. Oh my God. If you like,
oh my goodness.
If you like jerk sauce, man, I can make you some good stuff.
Well, that's good because I like making my own juice out of my fruits and vegetables. I like that.
And I did.
And I started a flower bed. I had a flower bed in front of my apartment 2 years ago. I didn't grow one this last summer. My plans was to move out of here, and I still am. But that sounds good. Maybe I should try just something small. But I'm gonna go out to my mother's house. She has the space.
I grew some
peppers before.
No, the push link, I found it, but it doesn't work the same as it used to. It used to stay up, and now it goes on the screen, and then I'm going to try and see if I can find that video and give it to you so that you can click on it, and it'll open it, and then you can save the driveway gardening.
Okay. So with this platform and the 3 titles that you said, how was you planning on getting this out to the public? And is this going to be one of the topics that you're going to be putting out here as far as raising up vibrations and gardening and things like that?
Yeah, I'm keeping it pretty simple and basic because Thrivalism Thursday is going to always be based on the 3 components. The first component is personal growth and metaphysics and Toltec spirituality, which is all personal growth and empowerment. And then we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we want to open up on how we can create better communities. Because I really believe in the philosophy that local action creates a global impact. If every community looked after themselves, they would create an amazing world.
I agree.
Because every community would be a community of themselves, but because they're all part of the one global family, we're going to change the whole world at one community at a time. That's
Mhm.
kind of what CSA is really doing. Really doing. It's a powerful organization, and I truly believe the biggest benefit to CSA is creating of the community again. Now, where is this push link?
Yeah, that's I agree to everything you really saying, man. And that's how I know we in the right spot, in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
You
So
said
we
you're looking
really
for the
need to
push
connect.
link?
Found it.
It's at the
Yeah.
top, right? Yeah. The push link?
Mine's at the bottom.
Oh,
It'll probably be different on every computer. Driveway.
Oh, he could share.
While you're looking for that, I just want to make note about some of the notices I've had lately is the amount of division that has been imposed upon us.
Yeah.
And that division starts with even children's cartoons. If you ever pay attention to some of the cartoons, you see the division already created, like how they lay out the colors even and everything. It's very interesting how much programming on division we're seeing and what they're putting in the school. So that is embedded in a lot of people. So if we can create that community sense again, I think people need it more than they think. That's what I'm finding.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
I have the driveway garden link in the push link bar. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah. It brought up the Rumble video, and then I just clicked the yellow thing to minimize the link afterwards to disappear. But yeah, it brings it right to your garden.
Okay. So that's one of them. If you save that link, that's the first video that I did on a driveway garden. And then I did another one the following year. And I'll give you that link as well. Did you save that one?
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
I actually clicked it on. It's up in my browser now.
And the other one is where I go into the hot sauce thing. I have some fun with it. I try to be silly with my videos. I want to be silly, have some fun, because this whole thing, no matter how serious the world is, if we can't enjoy ourselves and enjoy life in it, we're missing a major part of this whole game.
Absolutely.
You got to have fun in this work that we're busy engaged in doing. Cleaning up the world is work, but at the same time, have fun, and then all of a sudden it's not work anymore.
Yeah, you have to do something that you enjoy, and I enjoy actually doing that. I take that job over. They wanted me to run the whole company at Mars Pet Company. They wanted me to just organize the whole staff and run everything. And I said, I wouldn't be a happy person doing that. Okay. I know I wouldn't. So I took the janitor job.
Yeah, there's no link.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
If you can save that one too. And those two links are both on my Rumble channel. So you'll get into some of the deeper stuff that I get into, and what Joe and Sandra and I get into, and Harry does. Yeah, Harry gets into it as well.
Okay.
And it's not anything to do with Onpassive. It's more it's on the political side of things, but it's all about what's happening on the world, getting rid of the evil and getting a gold-backed currency that's coming in. Those are topics that we're going to cover on this channel a little bit too on Thrivalism Thursday. And most of the people in Onpassive haven't heard of it. They don't know it. They don't know that 𝓱𝓮𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾 is real. And what is 𝓱𝓮𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾? It's a gold-backed currency that's coming in. We're not going to get the microchips that are programmed that are going to take us down. And, you know, I won't get too much into that because that's not the purpose of Thrivalism Thursday. But some of my videos get pretty deep into exposing the evil and the corruption. But I'm not afraid of looking at it. Why? Because I empower myself. So when I see it, I want to send the vibrations of light to transmute it. Because you never, ever, ever have fear for the negative. Never have fear for evil. Because you can't turn on a dark switch. You have to pinch off the light. So if you empower yourself with the light, there's no reason to be afraid of the dark. The dark has to run. It has to flee, or it has to dissipate, one or the other. Yeah.
Okay. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Because I was scared of the dark up until recently.
Yeah.
I really was. I had to have some type of light on. I did.
Yeah, I was using dark as an analogy, though.
I know what you're saying. I really know what you're saying. Well, I'm glad I tuned on to you guys.
Well, are these?
Like I said, I was just browsing through our back office and I was looking for something to hear right now. And I clicked on you and I think you just pulled us to you.
Cool.
You pulled us, yeah.
You know, both Jamila and Ali, I can say both of you, the comments that I've heard coming from you, it actually verified what you just said, Jamila. Because both of you had made comments, and I thought, yeah, my prayers are answered. These are the people that I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who want to create powerful, good things happening. And it's not just about believing that an AI machine is going to fill my pillowcase up with money at Ash Mafar's door. No. Oh, my God, that just blows my mind. I can't go there at all.
But I also feel that Ash don't want us to praise him like that anyway. You know, he want us. He knows that it's a higher vibration that's controlling this company, that's getting us there. And if you can't see that, man, it's a problem. Because like you said, man, it ain't. It's bigger than Ash, and he know that.
Oh, is it ever?
He knows that, and that's what I feel that he wouldn't want us to do anyway, just to put him up there on the pedestal like he's the one that's gonna give everything, and he wanted to be. I feel that he wanted to be more than just money. You know what I'm saying? If you in here just for money, you in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong place, because when me and my son talk, it's not about, we know the money is going to be there, okay? But it's more about what we can do. Now that we can really get out here and make our dreams come true. And my dreams have been to help people.
And mine too.
It's what we can do with the money.
They are.
That's mine too. Because it's so much that goes on around us. It's so much negativity. It's so much people that's just going through a lot, and it's homeless everywhere. Everywhere you turn around, it's homeless everywhere. So that just pushes me more and more to really just stay engaged and really, really just help out. And that's why I wanted to be successful. I wanted just to show both. I wanted to help. I wanted to get us uplifted. I wanted to build things and create things for the youth, for the elderly, instead of me saying, let's build a homeless center. I don't even want to call it a homeless center. I want to call it a home plan. Something that people can come in, get their life together. Free food, free clothing, all that. That's my way. Because I feel like that's more important than money. That's how we connect.
Ouch. And then too, not just a place for them to come in and get free things, because they have those type of centers everywhere. We want to be able to change the mindset. Why are you in the situation that you are in, and why are you comfortable with being that way? I was listening to a webinar we had one day, and Chris was talking. He was talking about Obless, and he was talking about there's no way that those people something's wrong with their mind. You can't just wake up and say, I don't want to live in my home anymore. I don't want a car. I want people to just give me things. I don't want to change my clothes or take a shower. No, something's wrong. You know, the thinking. Why are y'all at that point where you just want to give up? So if we could get in there and get to these people's minds and help them elevate, help them love themselves, basically, this world would be a better place.
And once
Agree.
that goes
Agree.
right back to what the whole purpose of Thrivalism Thursday is all about. The first part is self-empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Change the world if you can't get yourself up off the couch.
There you
can't.
go.
Zero.
You're never going to make money in Onpassive unless you learn how to close the sale. When you have somebody that's interested, you're going to have to walk them along and get them interested enough to show them that they can make some money. You see, if you're going to make, if you want to do all these nice things with the community, spending the money to do them, that's fine. But how are you going to make the money? You got you can't wait until at the door with a pillowcase, hoping that somebody opens a door and an AI machine or ashes are going to be dropping bags of money. No. It ain't going to happen. You're going to have to learn how to close the sale, show the value, and show the appreciation. Get your first 4 people immediately so that your 25%, your monthly expense is covered. Whew, I don't have to worry about that monthly bill anymore.
Right.
Once that's done, any users that comes because of the AI marketing, that's going to just make it easier. It doesn't take our responsibility away from closing the sale and making it happen. And I believe that that is what Thrivalism Thursday is going to do. One step at a time. You can't have one Thursday night that's going to have it all. And there will be a night where I spend quite a bit of time on how can we do the sales and marketing ourselves? How am I getting the new people that are part of my team? Like, how did I bring people in? And like, I don't have anybody that's a paid affiliate, but I've got 10 subscribers. Now, how did I get the subscribers? All my videos have a link, and I talk about checking it out in my videos. So my videos was my first project, and I've been doing them I started making videos in 2017. And so I started really making videos at the beginning of the pandemic. And so I've been sharing all this.
Excuse me, did you say pandemic?
100%.
Okay, I was making sure I heard you right. That's exactly what it is.
Oh my God.
You know it was a pandemic. Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, well, you know what? You guys just joined the right team because we're all on that mode.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we're all on that mode, and we know that we're getting rid of the evil, the cabal's coming down, and we're putting the right currency back in. You know what? People, here's one thing that really blows my mind. People have been programmed to believe that the people on welfare is taking the money from the people who are working. They haven't got that figured out at all, because 100% of the welfare money that's paid out, 100% of it is spent. Those people, they're living way below poverty, and they spend 100% of it. It all goes right back into the community. Where did the taxes really go? The taxes go to the Rothschild dynasty, the fake Federal Reserve, which is a corporation, the Vatican, the Queen, and all that stuff. And so our taxes go to interest on fake money because they lend the money to the countries and the banks, the bad guys, and then they charge interest on that fake money. So they get hard currency plus interest back on fake money, and they're never audited. Thank God that's all coming down. If you don't know anything about the monetary system, that's a whole other topic. And I don't know if we'll get into that kind of stuff on Thrivalism Thursday, because there's so many other people doing that. I want to stick with the three most important.
Yes, I think those are good.
To me, the two most important things is self-improvement, empowerment. Empower the individual. I want you guys to be so strong in yourself that you'll say to me, Neil, I'm doing my own thing on Thursday night. I got too many ideas. Thanks for the help that you've been in the boot in the ass. And I'm going to go and do my own thing. I can't wait for people to be doing that, because the best leaders want their people to pass them.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Best leaders don't want to be up there on a platform. The best leaders want their people to pass them. And that's what I'm looking for. And I'm hoping that I create a few. And because to me, it's been a passion of mine, self-improvement and encouraging people and intuitive coaching people. I've done that for years. I'll tell you some of those stories as we go on with Thrivalism Thursdays. I really hope you guys come in and join us again sometime.
We will.
Yeah.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
And then the next time that we're on here, we'll be inviting you guys on our Sunday meetings. We just haven't got the time set yet. So it'll be Kansas City Champs is going to be our meeting.
I'm definitely going to be hunting for people who are proactive with their meetings. I don't want people just sitting around and talking about things that are shallow. To me, that's the best word. I say there's some just a second. This quitting smoking has its funny side to it. Cough more from not smoking than I used to when I was smoking, but I feel it loosening up.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was I saying?
You say you don't want nothing that's shallow.
Yeah, I have a funny quote on that. Some people are so shallow, they're like a shallow mud puddle after 2 days of hot sun and a drying wind. Some people just don't have any depth of character at all. They're just, you look at their eyes, they got 3-letter markers behind their name. They got, academic scholarships coming out of their yin yang, but they got no wisdom. They got no depth of character.
Yeah.
They got no instinct. People that are not educated, they don't understand that metaphysics is not an academic study. Metaphysics is an empowerment study. It's a connection to the divine study. And it's like it's creating instinct, but it takes it just a step further. It makes it understandable mathematically and energetically, because the energy, frequency, and vibration, then it becomes academic, but it's really not. The real metaphysics is empowerment and your connection to the divine that's inside. It's, life is so beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
So my favorite word
is my name. Life and beautiful. That's my name, Jamila Asha. Jamila means beautiful and Asha means life.
Cool. Right on. Well, there you are. You know what? Because I'm been talking a little more and I'm ready to cough, I'm going to ask you guys to all make a few final closing comments. And Sandra, if you're still listening, you can come in and make a few final comments.
Yeah, I'm here. And thank you, Neil, for putting this together always. I skipped my radio class tonight to come to listen to you and be here. So much better than learning about Ohm's law this time. So I was just closing remarks for me. I mean, I think what's really important for each one of us is to really get back into our heart center and do the things that we get gratitude from. And for me, helping others, seeing others thrive, seeing others succeed. That's what brings me the most happiness. And if we focus on those types of things on a daily basis, it becomes catchy because it raises our own frequency, and we can pass it along just by paying it forward to someone or just by being kind to someone. The energetics pass along. So I just really encourage getting back to basics within your own community, and maybe encouraging your neighbors to grow gardens, or maybe somebody's growing something and somebody else is growing something else. And I think I got a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it wasn't there when you were not talking, Sandra. Were you doing something besides with?
Yeah,
Nope.
it's crackling.
Yeah, it was crackly. Maybe I'm too loud, but anyways, it could be the noise I have above me because my grandkids are up there. So,
Okay.
But anyways, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and nice to be in this space with you all.
Yeah.
I'm really
nice.
glad you came.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you, Sandra.
Right on.
Thank you, Sandra. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. How about Allie? What have you for
Well, yes, sir. First off, Neil, I want to say thank you for allowing me to come on and speak.
Nice to see
Harry,
you too, Ellie. Yeah.
nice to meet you, sir. I thank you guys for just developing a platform like this where we could just be ourselves and talk about the things that we want to talk about.
That's
Because like I
important.
said before, me and my mom, we talk about these things every day. It's not a day that we don't talk about the subjects that we were just talking about today.
No, that's great.
So I just want to thank you guys. I will be surely to continue to be on this platform with you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
And I just thank you. I really thank you.
Absolutely. 7 o'clock Thursday, I'm here.
Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing, and let's keep changing the world, because helping, uplifting each other, and self-empowerment is the best thing we can do right now.
The best thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I say the same as him. I mean, like I said, it wasn't by mistake that I got on here. And I was secretly texting him and calling him like, you got to get on here. Okay. He is talking about some things that we talk about. And he was telling me, Mom, I told you what time it was, told you what type of business we're in. And we never hardly talk about how much money we're going to make, but we do have to have it. Like you said, we have to have the money.
We want to help the world. We do need the money. Still.
We have to have it.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we're going to push this out here, and we'll be on here hopefully with some more people Thursday.
Most definitely. You know, we're going to, like I said, man, I thank you guys. I haven't been on the platform to speak since I've been in. I always just stay engaged, listen, stay caught up, and just thank you guys again. So nice meet you, Neil, Harry, Sandra. Thank you, guys.
Nice meeting you, Ellie.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Awesome.
Yes,
Have you got any final things, Jamila?
Basically the same thing he was saying. How do we join CSA?
CSA is more of a in the community, face to face.
Okay, got you.
We do things online in the communities, because Sandra's from the community that's about an hour's drive from where I live, and so she's come to our communities to start her little, I guess you could call it a satellite community of the CSA group. But it's another one. When I upload this onto Rumble channel, that's the other thing. All my recent videos on the links that you guys booked, and you'll be able to join my channels there. All my recent videos, you'll find where you can find me. I have a Facebook page, Thrivalism and the Twisted Light Worker, and then I have MeWe and Gab and Telegram, and those links to join those are in the description of my recent videos. My early videos didn't have them because, like I said, I didn't join Onpassive until June, and I never did anything with it until 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻 came out. And then I thought, I better start doing something now. We actually have a product.
Okay.
And so That's once you join my Rumble channel, then you'll get notice of when I do them, and you can find me on all those other places. And I even have a link in there because I started an ONET page, a group page. So you can join that page too, because I got a link for that.
Okay, I have a ONET club that I started as well, Divine Love of Health.
Yep.
It's on there.
Yeah, well, you can join mine and then we can connect that way.
Connect on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Harry, have you got anything to add?
No, I was just thinking of what Jamila was saying about plastic. My heart is in the Philippines, by the way. Very poor country, but my wife is from the Philippines. We were married in the Philippines, so I have a real heart for Philippines. But it reminded me of what you're saying about plastic, because there's over 7,000 islands in the Philippines, right? And a few of the islands, when they get together these 2-liter bottles of plastic Coke bottles, I noticed that a lot of them are turning them into fences. And I just discovered that in the last few days that they were showing all these fences, and even the gates to the fences were all plastic bottles. Wow. And so they're utilizing the bottles in that way. And I didn't realize when Neil mentioned about the plastic car stops in the parking lots for stopping the cars from going over. I didn't realize that they were plastic. I knew they were plastic, but I didn't think they were from recycled plastic. So that's a little bit of a learning. But I do have a heart for Philippines, and
okay.
Like I said, we got married in the Philippines, and we've been there I've been there, I can't even count how many times I've been there, and this is where I would like to kind of settle, but help out the people there. But I'd still like to help some of our people here in Canada as well, too. But I still have a heart for Philippines. Yeah,
that's good.
That's great.
That's right.
Are Ali and Jamila? Are you guys know each other? Are you connected or?
That's my mother.
My son.
We missed that part.
That's my son. Yes. Firstborn.
Yeah, I'm the oldest out of all.
That's great. Oh, that's fantastic.
That's priceless. Well,
yes, that is. That's
great. Yeah.
I guess one thing I want to say on the plastics part of it, because I'm conflicted in that, yes, there has to be definitely a reduction, but why do we really need it?
We don't. I mean, I don't know. I think it was just easier.
Basics, eating
we should be back to glass.
Why do we need it?
Yeah.
Why do we need
it? Should be back to glass.
Glass is. I agree.
Go back to glass. I agree.
Glass is so much better.
I think it was just more easier and convenient for some people.
Well, and that's what we're victims of: convenience and overindulgence, and just buying stuff we don't need. We've become. It's part of what we have to deprogram within us, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're talking about even in the food. So
yeah. Absolutely.
It's in the food. So
it leaches out. All the plastic leaches out all these chemicals into the food and water. It
was one thing that Neil has said that made a lot of sense that maybe I need to kind of ponder on a little bit, because I don't want to have so much anxiety about the plastic. And you said that we are connected to the plastic. Okay, meaning we all one, basically.
Yeah.
So I get that. Okay. I was listening. I listened to you.
Yeah.
But that's just going to really calm my mind a little bit about it, because like I said, I've been thinking I'm just behind. I have the thoughts. I have not did anything about it besides collecting it and maybe cutting up some petals. I got tubs of it here. But it's going to help me a little bit with that, because yes, we are connected. We are everything, and we are one. So yeah.
George Carlin had a comedy skit just on talking about, I think the world must wanted plastic for itself, so it made us make it for You know, there's a twist side to everything. You'll find that when you watch some of my videos, this guy's nuts. I really do have a twisted sense of humor, and I should let people know that never met me before. Why do I call myself the Twisted Light Worker? Well, that's one of the reasons, because I like to have fun. I like to have a twisted sense of humor. I like to make a serious topic new and nonsense. And also because I studied ancient metaphysics, Toltec, and various other spiritual courses like for 45 years, I twist all them all together.
Mm.
And that's the Twisted Light Worker.
And you're the light worker. There you go. Light. Yeah.
Man, that's good
Light
though.
into the
You know,
darkness.
Interesting.
that's good. Got to have a sense of humor with it too, as well. Like you
Yeah,
said,
that's right.
got to have
Yeah.
a character with it. Yeah.
Harry's face looked familiar.
Yeah.
Like I must you been on a lot of the webinars or something. Like I know your face, but I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah, I've been on quite a few of the webinars.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, he do. He do.
yeah,
He really
I
does.
see. I've been with Onpassive for 5.5 years now, near the
Okay.
We
beginning.
seen you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
It'd
right.
be 4 years for me in September.
Oh, no kidding, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, 4
Just-
years.
Now the time just flies, and
I said the same thing. Yes, man. Yep.
Well, I'm so happy to meet everyone here. Thank you so much. This is what we needed. I was talking about to my son. We need to link up with some others that are in Onpassive, or like you said, just using. You purchased 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻𝓸𝓭𝓾. You didn't come in as a founding member, but 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻. Am I correct?
I started off, signed up with it on Passive in June. And
Okay.
and because I've done affiliate marketing and multi-level marketing before, so like I've kind of been playing around with someday I'm going to pick up another one and give it a go. I had success with one. Wasn't big success, but it was stable. And then when my wife walked out in bad relationship, I let it all fall. And so I thought, you know what, someday I'll pick that up again. And when I started making videos regarding the pandemic, that's what all my videos started off to be.
Okay.
And then I always added some metaphysics and some spirituality and empowerment with it right from the very beginning. So you go back to my videos 3 years ago, you don't have to read the news related ones, but find the metaphysical ones. Hopefully they'll add some empowerment to your life and give you some ideas of how you can uplift others and shine brighter. That's been my personal mission. I absolutely really believe in uplifting others and doing the best that I can to help other people find the best in them, their way.
Exactly.
I don't want them to be following me as a leader. I want to make them be a leader for their own life, empower them. Yeah.
That sounds.
They always say, you know, it's always good to copy as long as you copy the right cat. So, you know, I feel like it's okay to follow a leader. I feel it's okay to follow you if you're a good leader and keep producing more good leaders. And I agree, you know, but I do feel like it starts with following somebody first.
Yeah, and you got to use a little bit of critical thinking and discernment for that, that part. Find somebody that resonates with your philosophy.
Exactly. Great.
And follow him and learn from him. And if you stop learning, thank him. Move on. Don't ever talk down on him if he helps.
There you go.
If you help you make one step forward,
keep on going.
Thank him for it.
Well, Ali, there's no surprise that that's what I named you, leader.
Right.
His name is Ali, and that's what that means, leader.
All right,
yeah.
I found out years after I was on my own, a long time after I left home. Neil actually means champion. And I'm like, well, I guess it's time for me to stand up and be one. Yeah. So every day is a step forward. And I have to say, out of all of the Thrivalism Thursdays, we've had a few that have been really good. And this one's been the most fun for me. This has been really a pleasure meeting you two. And Sandra, meeting you, coming to the CSA meetings, right away I thought this lady, she's got some inner power. She's got a head on her shoulder. I like her.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad to see you you joined in. And Harry, we always enjoy your company and coffees and etc.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get together with coffee again, maybe tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Right on.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
night,
All right.
everybody. Nice
So much.
Thank you,
meeting
Happy
guys.
everybody.
Thursday.
All right.
Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Just
Take care.
remember, the motto is we will thrive and be happy.
We
And
will.
we will
Sir.
All
thrive and
right.
be
I
happy.
agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Right on.
Okay, good night, everybody. Huh?
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
So you can see it was a good time. We shared some deep stuff and some interesting ideas shared on how we can improve the world and make changes to ourselves. So once again, I encourage you to join Onpassive. The free to join link is in the description below. And once you register, it's free to register. And once you register, then you can participate as an attendee and even upgrade to a speaker for any of the 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻 webinars you find on the web anywhere, anytime. And I do all my Thrivalism Thursdays through 𝓘𝓷𝓽𝓻. I'm really pleased with the webinar platform, and I really hope to see you there on the next Thrivalism Thursday. And in the meantime, as always, I wish you and your family peace profound. I wish you and your family peace profound.